Hey everyone, it's Tracy Vandervalk here. I'm here with you sharing some ideas on how to use the Never Ever list and how to use it to sell, book, and sponsor in your business. So, some people don't care. They just don't care what goes into their food. They truly just want to get dinner on the table. And for others, it is ingredients really are life or death. And so, having this Never Ever list always have a place up front in your business is really important, specifically for those people. But I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can use it and cater to both groups of people. So, number one, how can you use it? Well, of course, you can print it out. You can have that list handy when you are in person events, when you are going places where you might be talking with people where that list might matter to. You can have it when you're at your cooking classes. If they're live in person, you can have it printed out on a sheet and have that sheet up front for everyone to see. And you can have signs like this from our Vistaprint partner and have it in the background of your virtual cooking classes or your events that you're doing in person. And the reason for these things, being in a paper copy is that it sparks conversation. I always have this in my office on the windowsill. So if someone was to walk in here, they see this good food mission, clean ingredients right up front. And again, it can spark a conversation. You can post that Never Ever list on your social media. Again, sparking conversation. You can, and of course, you can share it in your VIP group, your mailing lists, your cooking classes, and talk about it in different ways that we're going to get into. So sparking a conversation is good because it really gets people thinking that, oh my gosh, you know what? I just was talking to a lady at work who just found out that her daughter has a nut allergy. So maybe I should, give her your website. It allows people to see more frequently things that may be on there as their health changes and they need to look at things a little bit differently about the ingredients in their food. So if you are sharing it consistently and in ways like this, paper ways in your in-person cooking classes, the visuals in your social media and online cooking classes, and doing it often enough, it will always be at the forefront of people's minds, even if they're in that group that, when it comes down to it, they do care about what goes into their body, but ultimately they just want dinner on the table fast. It will constantly remind them that they're making these amazingly fast meals for their kids that their kids are loving, and though it is good for them because it has good ingredients. So, so again, just sharing it often. Don't be too medical about it. We are not allowed to give medical advice. For many of us, that list actually looks like a foreign language. We don't know what a lot of those things are. So don't be too fanatical about sharing it and using those words. You really just want to share the meaning behind it and the emotions. And again, we'll get into that a little bit. And for people who really need to ask you questions about it or look for certain things, again, if you're sharing it frequently, they'll know they can ask you. They'll know that they can reach out to you and say, hey, I just found out I have an allergy for such and such. Is that in Epicure? And if it's on the Never Ever list, that's a great time to share. No, look, here's the Never Ever list. It's right there. And all of these other things are on there as well, if in fact these things come up for you. You can share some of the highlighted things. Of course, a big one is that we are gluten-free. And, so sharing that and using that in your VIP cooking group and your cooking classes. And when you follow up to customers, you can share the social image about the no artificial colors and always ask a question. So you can share that image and you can say, are you someone who is concerned with artificial colors in your kids' food? Did you know that Epicure doesn't contain any artificial colors or flavors. Isn't that amazing? And you can ask them, for a testimonial if there's someone who has to avoid that for a medical reason for their children. You can ask them to share what that means that we don't have it in our products. You can share a sodium-free graphic in your group or in a cooking class. And you can ask people who, does this matter to you? Does it matter that we have, so many, I don't know what the number is offhand, so many sodium-free products, and most of our other products are low sodium. Does this matter to you? I'd love to hear why below. Share your story below. And let us know what it means to you that you don't have to worry about sodium in our Epicure products or your meals that you're preparing for your family. And what you want to do is, of course, with permission, you can use those testimonials. You can share them, put them in a little booklet for your live events, and have those sitting beside the Never Ever list, and let people see what it really means to some people not to have to worry about these kind of ingredients in their food. Share these quotes that people share with you on your social media every so often, again, to spark a conversation. You don't just have to post the Never Ever list, because again, people might see that and it actually might not mean anything to them. So you want to tie into people's emotions. Share those stories, again, with permission. Share those stories and let people feel, what did it mean to that mom to, be able to create these beautiful meals for her daughter who has celiac disease without worry and without stress and, without time reading labels and finding all the ingredients, just simply shopping your Epicure website. Use those stories. Again, it will spark more conversation. And as people hear those stories, again, they will think about their friends and family who they might have heard, stories and not paid attention to at the time. Oh my gosh, I think my sister-in-law has that. I should ask her and send her to your cooking group or your website. So really important that you are, asking your customers. And if you don't have customers, for example, if you're brand new, reach out to someone here at Epicure. There's so many consultants here that are here because of that Never Ever list and that they felt safe shopping their groceries with Epicure. Ask them for a story. Ask them what it means to them. And not just that they can safely eat, Epicure because it's gluten-free, but ask for a real story. Ask them what it really means to them. I think you'd be surprised how emotional this is for some people who it really matters to. So how do you use this to sell? Well, again, so in my cooking group, for example, or my mailing list, every so often I might share that, did you know that we are tree nut free in the US, not completely nut free in Canada? What does this mean to me as a mom? Well, it means that I can make amazing school safe snacks right at home with the ingredients I love, and send them to school and not worry about, making any of the kids at school sick or having it be unsafe for anyone, as well as sharing in my kids' lunchbox things that they really actually enjoy. So how do I use that to sell though? So I tie that in. Well, what goes perfect with school safe snacks is the perfect petite pan. So I might share a recipe in my monthly newsletter there or my cooking class. Check out this amazing school-safe granola bar recipe using our perfect petite pan and our cinnamon or whatever it is. Or these amazing school-safe brownies and brownie bites in the perfect petite pan. Things like that. I'm using the Never Ever list to highlight an ingredient that is not in our products, but I'm also tying it in to a recipe and another product that we can share. That might go great for low sodium things where you're doing, those us versus them type of things. And so you could highlight the Thai food kit, for example, and share how much lower sodium you can create in a dish like this compared to takeout, when you're creating it for yourself, and then you can package it, of course, with the wok and really create a whole cooking class by highlighting the ingredient on the never ever list. Um, so yeah, and then of course, always when you're doing that, ask for put an action there. So, do you have any great school safe snacks that you've been making that your kids enjoy? Please share it with us. We want more recipes. So, asking your customers to share their ideas as well. Always helps you to sell more stuff. People always want to hear. You can say something over and over and over, but then when a customer shares it on your group, people kind of go, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. So always, as much as you can, asking people to share their recipes will help. Don't get too specific. Don't share the words and all those names, because half of us don't know what they are, and neither do your customers. But what you do want to say is that most of those ingredients usually are in the grocery store items that you're buying. And so, I'd rather be making something that has whole food ingredients and not have to even worry about reading the labels, because I know that many of these products just would never be in Epicure, and so it just makes me feel better. And of course, that saves time and stress, because you don't have to look for the ingredients that you're trying to avoid at the grocery store. And so, of course, those with allergies can feel safer. They don't need to read the ingredient list. They don't need to check for gluten every time they buy a new Epicure spice, because they simply know it's not in there. And again, you want those people with serious allergies, with permission, share their testimonials on what it means to them to feel safe shopping their groceries with Epicure. So for me, I still share the never ever list with the premise of that I focus on time saving meals. I focus on getting meals on the table fast, and that the never ever list is a bonus. I always use that word bonus. The never ever list is a bonus because we don't have to worry about the ingredients in Epicure. Epicure has done that work for us. So even if we deep down care what goes into our body, but we really just want to get dinner on the table for our kids who are whining and screaming because they're hungry, the bonus is that it actually is good for you. You can get a 20-minute or less meal on the table, and then it's good. And that's what the never ever list signifies to me. It's a bonus. So people like that word, right? And what a great, safe gifting option for friends and family that you know with dietary restrictions. So what a great way to sell our products by sharing how safe it is, by sharing that never ever list. Do you know anyone who needs to eat gluten-free? Wouldn't it be amazing to send them a Good Food gluten-free box in the mail for the holidays, or just to let them know that you're thinking of them? It's a great gifting option, so use that to promote and sell. Book and sponsor. I'm going to put these two together because I would reach out to the same people, but I would always start with sponsoring, and if that's an ultimate no for sponsoring, then I'm going to move to booking, and I guarantee most times they're going to book a class with me. So they really are the same type of a reach out though. So I'm going to reach out to these people who care about the never ever list for allergy reasons, dietary restrictions, those kind of things, because they're simply going to probably want more than any of your other customers. Once they realize how safe it is and how easy it is to shop with Epicure, they're going to probably have a bigger wish list than their budget initially allows, especially if they're brand new to Epicure. So great reason to reach out to those people. They probably have a community. So if you're talking to them about joining you in business or ultimately booking a class, they probably have people who are looking for the same thing. So it's going to be great for their sales, great for their bookings, and great for sponsoring if they end up joining you as well. They also probably want to help those people in their community. They have people that they know that suffer and have a difficult time shopping and eating. So they want to help them. What a great way to start their business as a consultant, by helping those people in that community with the same restrictions. Of course, they can enjoy many products for free, and this will help them save money and time at the grocery store. It'll help save them a lot actually on their budget if they need to shop at a specialty store, if they even have access to that. Some people don't have access to these kind of healthier foods that they need to eat for medical reasons. So it's very difficult for them. Whereas with Epicure, the shopping and seeing that never ever list up front and shopping those grocery items is so easy that what a great reason to join us in business and ultimately end up getting more for free as a consultant. Um, and again, they would find an amazing, actually finally they would find an amazing community of consultants here at Epicure who probably have the same restrictions as them, the same journey as them. And so what a great way to find other people that can support you and help you in business and by joining our community. And we know that we have a great community just in general. So if you're looking for that, for the food restrictions, it's another great reason to join our Epicure community. So many people to just help you along the way with recipes and ideas and support and encouragement. So I hope that has helped everyone. I hope that's given you some great ideas. I would love to know if you have any other great ways that you use the Never Ever list. And I'm just so grateful to Epicure for doing such a great job with this and keeping us all safe and healthy and enjoying great food. Bye for now, everyone.